have received this award. The undergrad body has increased tremendously. We have currently 809 students, which is up to 154 students just from last year. And if you look at the international student, that number has gone up as well to almost fifth in the all undergraduate bodies from the, currently. What we have in School of Engineering are 9 Bachelor of Science programs. And out of those 9 programs, 7 of those are accredited programs. Biomedical, chemical, electrical, environmental, materials, mechanical, and computer engineering are accredited programs. We have engineering physics programs and design engineering programs. They're also SCB programs. It doesn't mean they're non-accredited. They're sort of like handicap programs. They're very rigorous, good programs. And we also offer engineering AB degree as an option if a student wants to do a second AB degree. We have a combined program, 5-year program of Bachelor of Science and Masters of Science program. And of course, students can combine the Bachelor of Science in Engineering with any of the other fields, or sort of like double concentrate and have a second degree as a Bachelor of Art degree at Brown University while being here. Now, many of you are prospective students here. Where to find information about Brown School of Engineering? Of course, our School of Engineering website is a great source for that. But also, don't be afraid to peek in early on. Where is our new student information? And the web link is right there in front of you, and it covers a lot of information, like typical first semester, second semester courses, the program requirements, the concentration advisors' names and contacts, and other information. Also, what laptops or computers needed when you get to the college. So very valuable webpage, I would say, even for prospective students. So a little bit now about the engineering and how the curriculum works at Brown University. The beauty of the engineering at Brown is that the students don't need to declare their concentration until the end of the sophomore year. That means they have the path towards engineering degree, and they take the core courses, but they officially declare their concentration in the sophomore year. And that gives quite a bit of flexibility and self-learning what passion and what degree to choose while at Brown. So this is really unique for Brown, or different from many other schools where you already sign up for the first semester to a certain program. So, and it's really, really helpful. The study abroad is also an option while at Brown, so no need to mention that. So our curriculum is rich of lab and design experiments. Different maybe from other schools, these labs and some of the design experiments are integrated into the courses. That means they're part of the main course, and they're not offered during the lecture hours. So students would go in separate times into the lab and take those laboratory experiments. And then also the design experience in the design workshop or in design activities. We have strong emphasis in each of these courses on mathematical analysis and systems, so strong theoretical background. And all these 7 accredited programs require, on top of 21 STEM courses, also 4 courses in humanities and social sciences. And this is appealing for those students who might potentially want to do the Bachelor of Art degree in social sciences or humanities. Now, how do I choose, what could be my interest inside of the engineering, and who can help me in this journey to become an engineering student in your sophomore year? The good part of the Brown advising is that the minute you have indicated as your interest in your application, college admission, engineering, you will be paired up with the engineering faculty member. So one of our engineering faculty member in our School of Engineering, who is most likely very familiar of all of the engineering programs, at least their structure or some of the courses offered, and can navigate you to the right courses right in the first semester and the second semester, and let you know, which programs and which courses would fulfill. The other thing which is really good for Brown is that you will be also assigned a Michael Chon peer advisor. And who is this Michael Chon peer advisor? This is a Brown current student, quite often an engineering student, who has taken these courses and can tell you a little bit, an information that maybe faculty doesn't want to share with you, that how rigorous these courses are, how much time really have to be allocated, or any of the more inside, information. So this is super cool that we have this program, and you will have your Michael John as well after you join the Brown. So undergraduate research. So Brown is a research institution, so and our undergrads are strong part of the supporting our research as well. Perhaps not the first year in your freshman year, but definitely sophomore year, junior and senior year, it's a possibility. Undergrads perform quite often, in my own experience, very well, some better than even the first year master's students. So they're part of our research team. And at the end of the year, of the senior year, we have this honors symposium or the honors presentation event where the students can actually present their research and receive an honors degree together with the engineering diploma at the end of the college studies at Brown. So this is really, really cool. What happens, what are the career opportunities for the after Brown? They're usually, I would put them into three categories. The graduate school, and this is good for those students who would like to pursue a further education in a specialized field of the study or advance in research. The second biggest category I would put our graduates would end up to be in industry, right? Who want to apply their skills already directly and in a corporate, or why not in nonprofit setting, and support the industry. And finally, the business and consulting, I would put that in as a big third group. And this is ideal for the analytical and creative problem solvers who enjoy working with the clients. So this is just a major, career perspective. After Brown, these graduate schools are the top schools in the world where our graduates can attend, best industries, best companies in the world as well. So no issues in this. I have only listed a very simple question as an examples, but I'm hoping you guys are able to ask more questions after these. So maybe if somebody might have a question, does it make a difference in gaining admission to Brown to say in your application that you're interested in engineering? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. You want to specify that to become paired up with the engineering concentration advisor. And then, do you have to apply separately to School of Engineering? And the answer is absolutely no. We're still part of Brown, and there's no need to apply separately to the School of Engineering. Is it possible to combine study of engineering with the time-demanding activities of extracurriculum activities like sports and varsity sports? The answer is yes. Athletes, what I found myself, have excellent time management skills, and they quite often are on top of their assignments, even more than the other ones who are not actively participating in the extracurriculum activities. Final question, is it possible for an engineering concentrated to consider study abroad? And the answer is absolutely yes to this question. With this, I would like to really stop this presentation and open the floor for the questions. And you want to take it over, so.
Yeah, I think I answered the one question for now in the chat. And if anyone else has questions, you can raise your hand and we can address them one by one. Oh, there's a question in the chat. Am I able to change to the School of Engineering from computer science?
Yes, absolutely. I would like to Pei, maybe I saw her also in the chat. We have few students and sophomores or who are already actually planning to do computer science in freshman year and early sophomore, and were able easily to navigate over to computer engineering. Pei, are you still around?
Yeah.
Can you help?
Yeah, thank you, Indra. Yeah, so the students will need to make decision about their concentration by sophomore year, by the end of sophomore year. But we do see students change their mind in junior year. So we computer engineering concentration, especially in this case, is a good fit for that because the computer engineering recalls the many core courses in both engineering and also computer science. And also the upper level elective course, you can choose three courses. These are like either engineering course or computer science courses. So there are many ways for us to fit your already taken like a computer science concentration courses into computer engineering concentrations. So the answer is yes, but we need a careful planning for that.
Thank you. I see a question here. What is the process of potentially double majoring within the school? I don't think it's possible within the School of Engineering. So that's definitely out of the table. I don't think so. You really need to do that. Um, One of the things is also that engineering disciplines are, we're like a big family here. The core is quite identical during the first 2 years, and the difference between some of those concentrations are minimal. So there are, when you go to the last year courses, there can be, slightly different, but up to first 2 years, most of the courses are completely identical. And, navigating from one field to another with the excellent problem-solving skill is what you're going to gain 100%. It's not hard to pick up the tricks of different concentration you might not even heard in your, early years.
I'll ask the question in order. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah. Am I at disadvantage if I took calculus in middle school?
I can answer that question. AP credits or all these high school credits do not offer college credit around. What you get is we call so-called placement credit. And placement credit places you to the higher level equivalent course when you are going to be accepted to Brown. So it is, of course, advantageous if you have that behind your belt, but you will not receive a college credit for that, or neither the concentration credit for any of those engineering programs. All engineering programs do not count that AP or placement credits.
I think it's also important to acknowledge that advanced placement literally does mean advanced placement, which means, in essence, you start at a higher level, which means in order to sort of graduate and address all of the requirements for the degree, you end up at a higher level as well.
Thank you. Some awesome comment.
Oh, sorry.
I saw like double concentrating was 2 questions in double concentration. Can I say my comments here? So absolutely doable, like potential engineering students with strong interest in arts and design. As long as the other degree is not SCB in design, then that's not doable. But as long as the other BA is in, in any other social sciences or humanities, this is definitely doable. It's challenging because with 21 plus 4 engineering requirements, but it's doable. If the AB degree and the humanities and social science courses can be overlap. We in engineering do not, limit our students. What college suggests, 2 courses only can overlap for dual degrees of SCB and AB. We in School of Engineering do not enforce that. We have students graduated who had 3 and 4 courses overlapping for the dual degrees. The only thing what the student needs to check if the other department responsible of that AB degree allows it. So that needs to be checked. But we in School of Engineering do not enforce this college requirement of 2 courses overlapping for dual degrees. And you can mark maybe also there the questions which are answered. I don't know.
Yeah, Isabella and I both said the same thing there. I'm a civil engineer, but I am in the environmental engineering program. And so mechanical engineering and environmental engineering have many courses that overlap with civil engineering curricula in other universities. And it would be very easy to pursue an advanced degree in civil engineering with either of those backgrounds.
Thank you. Thank you for picking this up. Thank you.
I think of a question asked about if they can explore computer engineering and medicine at the same time.
I might take that, being the biomedical engineering
you.
advisor. So one of the things to add to Indrek's comments is that in biomedical engineering, we have about a third of our students going to graduate school, a third to industry and other jobs, and about a third applying to medical school. And the biomedical engineering curriculum, a little bit like CS, has a little bit of room for you to take those additional requirements or prerequisites for applying to medical school, but biomedical engineering will have more overlap because, for example, we require physiology and some other courses like organic chemistry that are requirements for med school applications. So while there are a few more of the bioside courses that you would have to add, you do need to double check. One of the benefits of being at Brown is that there is a lot of interdisciplinary study for those that are wanting to pursue medicine. And so there is a health careers advising office on campus for all sorts of health careers after graduation.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, medical school, of course, after Brown too. Thank you.
So I see people asking about SAT score. So we don't really handle applications within our in the School of Engineering. So that might be a better question for the admission office. For
Yeah, there's
potential
4 math is 4 and 5 for the BC calculus. That gives you the placement credit for the single variable calculus. And the AB credit score 4 and 5, if somebody can correct me, I think gives you know, the bypass from the entry level or Calc 1 from the if you get that. So you will not be able to even sign up for those courses if college accepts those AP credits. They will block you to register for that level course, those lower level courses.
for potential engineering students with a strong interest in art and design, what would be the benefit of SCB/BA over concentration like design engineering?
This is a tough question. It really depends. You know, design engineering its own SCB program, although not accredited, it has all, you know, also core requirements similar to the accredited program core requirements. It doesn't quite, you know, require full math sequence like the accredited programs, but there's still, you know, Calc 3 and ODEs required in order to pursue even to the engineering courses in a second and third year. So it really depends. It has the more flexibility among those SCB programs we have, if I can say. But definitely it's an, you know, SCB program in engineering, and with 19 requirements, I mean, it's much simpler to do the AB aside if the accredited programs, but still it's the work to put in, and I wouldn't really worry about it, you know, right at this point when you're just prospective student, what amount of degrees you're going to pursue at Brown. I think you want to see the programs, the research opportunities, and, you know, We're very small, if you maybe like the family size school compared to our competitors, although our numbers are gone up. So maybe those are the little things you would like to see today. Later on, you'll change, or after your first year, your ideas completely. You might do something completely different. So I wouldn't really get stuck on what degrees you can do or how you could, get out AB and SEB for sure. And I saw more questions there up there. Is SAT scores, right? Eric, okay, thank you. So that is not.
I see a lot of advisors are answering questions, so
Thank you.
I can
Is there
ask the question.
is there any we missed?
Yeah, I'll read out the question. I don't see answers yet.
Okay.
Can you talk about doing a biomedical engineering concentration along with pursuing a pre-med route?
Sure, I'll take that. So biomedical engineering, like most of the other engineering disciplines, requires 21 courses. And to do pre-med, you need about 5 or 6 additional courses. So for example, right, we require 1 semester of organic chemistry, but pre-med is going to require 2 semesters. So you would have to take Orgo 2. And also we don't require biochemistry or cell biology. Those are required. And then typically people are taking upper level biology courses, whether that's in immunology or genetics or another area, in order to round out the prerequisites for medical school applications. In the link that Anne had sent in terms of sort of what coursework there is in biomedical engineering, you would basically add on those few other courses that are standard prerequisites for a medical school application. And I would say that many students do this very successfully, right? You need 32 credits, 1 per class, in order to graduate. So with the 21 engineering plus 4 humanities, that's 25. So it's a very full schedule. It doesn't add a lot of wiggle room if you're only taking 4 courses semester. There are many students that like to take a 5th course for a few semesters or take summer courses. There's also the option of the winter course, which is in January. And there are various different courses, likely not the core classes, but certainly some humanities courses to do some of those requirements.
Thank you. It's really detailed. Thank you. And have you pinpointed another overall question for the for discussion?
Yeah, so there's another biomedical engineering. This is pretty specific. Any research on Alzheimer or
Alzheimer. Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And
yes, there is. There's
related
plenty. Look at the Carney
related research.
Institute. This is our Institute for Brain Science and Research, and it spans neuroengineering, which is in biomedical engineering, electrical engineering, and it crosses over a few other engineering disciplines, as well as neuroscience. And the biology department called CLIPS, Cognitive, Linguistic, and Psychological Sciences. So the Carney Institute is sort of the research institute on campus that houses a lot of the neuroscience research, and Alzheimer's disease is a big emphasis there.
Thank you.
Are students able to specialize further into fields such as aerospace within mechanical?
Isabel or KS? I think the answer is yes. But
I can take it. So while you won't have like an official like notation on your like transcript or anything or on your degree saying that you did the aerospace like related program, you can take courses that are very relevant to aerospace specifically. And you can talk to your concentration advisor about what would be best for getting into the aerospace, like what classes would be best suited for the aerospace industry. There's also a lot of clubs on campus. So there's one that does like sends up satellites to space. So I don't remember what the name of the program is the club is off the top of my head because I'm new, but
Thank you. Those are student organizations and the student groups. We have 19 of those. We have a lot of engineering students are forming their own clubs and groups, and they receive the funding from the School of Engineering, and they'll pursue and have fun, and they look more into what can be done after the coursework and the lab work and design work in a course has been ended. Like, is there anything else they could actually apply their creativity in those activities and build something on their own and launch that, like in this particular case, and or attend to the conferences, research conferences, like some of the students group do that regularly. And some of them go to competitions, to the national events. I know biomedical engineers, I know chemical engineers and environmental engineers do that. And I'm quite sure the others do that the same. And they'll bring home bacon too, being at the top international conferences. And we've seen that too in our news. Thank you, Isabel. And
internship opportunities.
yeah, definitely doable. We have even a web link, right, in School of Engineering, which kind of guides where the internships are posted. We're a very small community in terms of size after Brown, so there's also a Brown Connect where the former alumni, has been able to being contacted, and actually they've been accepting the current students in their companies. So this is definitely doable. And I've seen that this Brown Connect Plus is really an awesome platform for students can seek the among the alumni, find the opportunities. Anybody wants to add up here?
But I could add, I mean, many of our concentration offer also a professional track, so where it is actually encouraged to do exactly such thing, and you get credit as part of classes for that. So that's an alternative, which hasn't been brought up yet. So I guess that's useful to mention. So
Thank you. Thank you. This also helps for the international students to obtain the working visas that professional track allows to do. The internship just has to kind of meet some of the courses, like kind of overlap, or you apply something you learned in the courses in those internships. But our concentration advisor are really supportive of these activities, and I'll always approve those essays after they come back from those internship programs. But it's really helpful for the international students, and certainly in this current political climate, to get jobs in over the summertime. Thank you, Axel. Thank you.
How strong is your AI program? Do we have an AI program?
We don't, but pay. You're the closest in the field.
We have many courses in AI. I mean, engineering focus on a system and the design engineering, like how we build system for AI. And the computer science department to have these artificial intelligence or deep learning courses. And to give some examples, these are like courses like in computer engineering concentrations. We allow you to potentially select I think quite a few like CSCI course, that is computer science courses, which can allow you to explore the algorithm and applications. Whereas in engineering, you can build the system like hardware, like the complete end-to-end pipeline to implement all those AI algorithms. So these are like the beauty part of engineering. We implement all those things and we innovate in the system design.
Thank you. Thank you. That's good. Anybody else? Anne, please. Anne.
I think there's a question about hack at Brown. Anyone?
Hack meaning HACK or
Yeah, it's a
It's the first time I'm hearing about this. Anybody wants to can help me out?
I believe
think
that's
it's
typically
student
run by
group.
students.
Yeah, it's a student group, I think.
I don't know at Brown, but it exists overall.
Yeah, but they have a really nice website.
We have student groups, yeah, student organizations. You'll definitely find them in School of Engineering webpage, and then it guides you to all the organizations we have, and they each of them have their own website where they put their news, their members, their activities, what they're doing. So it's sort of like more like student, organized activities rather than us. So we put very few limitations, and as long as everything is under control in proper limits, we don't put any limits more to their activities.
Do you have any concentration in sports analytics or data science? There's data science, but they're not really in engineering, I believe, but
There are a couple of people in the School of Engineering who do sports like mechanics research. Um, so in terms of actual like sports analytics, this is not the like
Yeah. We don't
not they're looking at the physics and the engineering like behind it. But the data science program might have some courses related to sports analytics. So
And we do have some faculty in biomedical engineering, for example, in orthopedics at Rhode Island Hospital. And so we have faculty that'll pursue research in sort of sports injury and regeneration repair. And then the data science initiative on campus has many different programs, not just courses, but other sort of learning programs.
Thank you. It's great.
There's a question directed to BME, but I think we've seen people ask this question before too, like in different concentration, what do the labs and research feel like? Are they individual works or like group collaboration or a combination of both?
I'll answer this one to start, and others can chime in the other disciplines. I feel that it's always very individual with the student and what they're trying to learn and where they are in their learning journey. So oftentimes there's a mentored relationship in a lab to learn what's going on scientifically, and then to gain skills in laboratory research. And typically students will develop independence over time, and that will happen at different rates in different disciplines or with different faculty or on different projects. And there are group-based projects sometimes within labs, but also all of our ABET accredited programs have the capstone design requirement, which means that there are typically team projects that are design oriented with real world problems. And so people will be working in teams, and that's typically done within your discipline. But there are folks that, for example, will do the mechanical engineering sort of capstone design from biomedical engineering, or vice versa, sort of across the School of Engineering.
Thank you. There's a question I didn't see anybody replied. What if we would like to add some sort of a portfolio of engineering portfolio to the application package? I think you can add anything as supportive materials. There should be an option to provide all supportive materials with your admission package. So that's the only thing I could recommend you. I think Renat was asking that, and I didn't see the answer. But yeah, as in supportive material, I don't think so. There's a limitation. Now, who can be your official, recommenders? That usually the Common App really restricts. You have to know somebody over months, not just a person you've been taking summer course for a 1-week course. Many students have been asking me to write recommendation letters, but I've been blocked away to do that. So the Common App won't even allow me to do that if you've been taking some weekly or 2-week courses. But as a supplementary material, you can add any sorts of letters there or material you would like to show to the admissions office. That's the only thing I could recommend. And anything else? I saw only this. but anything else there?
I think most questions are answered. If anyone has questions that we overlooked, because sorry, this is a regular Zoom format, so we might overlook questions. You can raise your hand too. We can
Yeah,
if
that will be
you'll
great.
yeah, if you wanna ask questions directly, feel free to do so.
We do have an open house, right, Anne, coming soon. Students can visit, right? And
That's a day on College Hill. We call
yes,
it ADOC. It's usually in spring, in April.
okay,
But every year are on different dates, so I'm not sure what they're gonna do next year, but it's always in April. And
okay.
we also have a student panel, coming in October 14, the day after Indigenous Peoples' Day. So if you want to listen to our current students' story, feel free to sign up for that one as well. There's a question coming. Do you have a digital engineering environment?
Pepe?
Digital engineering environment.
Yes.
That's that something like a cyber, like
Oh,
Oh,
to build digital
infrastructure?
twins. To
Oh,
build
digital.
digital twins.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
it's really like using Dassault or using an environment where you can replicate a system, so like, for example, air traffic control system or a system that's like an ecosystem. So do you have
Yeah.
something that's ready to go for students to actually program in?
Oh, that's a great question. I think they're I
Probably
see
depends on the
those in
field,
our
right?
research
Different fields would have a
project.
different approach to this, but
Yeah, different fields have
Mhm.
different approach, and that's in different research labs. I mean, just one example,
Mhm.
in our lab, we built this digital simulation environment for autonomous vehicle, and then we simulate those in the digital, like cyber infrastructure, like GPUs, CPUs all together, and then we will design the new system, computer system for those autonomous vehicle. But then that could be the case for another professor's lab. They are building their own digital twins.
Mhm.
Yeah, but we
Right.
have the infrastructure. Yeah.
A lot of the AI tools are now asking to use common infrastructures so that you can have your LLM trained easier. So for example,
Yeah.
like
For
synopsis,
that for sure. We
yeah,
do
they
have.
built,
Yeah.
they built a racetrack so they can emulate like F1 or the Daytona 500, like, and then you can look at cars and speed and
Mhm.
oil and conditions and weather. But the
Yeah.
infrastructure to build it is already in place. They already have the software and the hardware, the computing, the cloud, the
Mhm.
storage.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
students, they can work with the professors on the real-time simulation, and some universities like MIT and other like top schools are building an environment. So I just want to know what like Brown's doing.
Okay, we have this university level data center for those, and then in all those data center servers, you as a root user, you can exchange or configure the like digital environment as you wish, and then we do have some pre-built like environment for you to deploy, like with all those software available and the software tools. If there's not available, then we can always work an IT person or a professor to build those, and then for the later users to be used. Yes, the answer is yes.
If I could add, I mean, we also have classes that incorporate the use of a supercomputer that we have at Brown, Oscar, and the Center for Center for Visualization and Simulation. So they have, very large cluster that can be used and is used for teaching. So that's an option as well.
thank you. Thank you.
Since engineering is already such a course-heavy major, I was wondering, in practice, how do engineering students benefit from an open curriculum?
That's an excellent question.
Yeah,
With so many,
question get asked a lot.
21 STEM requirements, they're still, able to, tweak it in and practice open curriculum into the some limits. It's not something like because many of these programs, 7 out of the 9 are accredited programs. This sets a little limitation. but I could see that there are many electives inside of the each of these engineering programs, and the flexibility comes as long as the requirements, the basic requirements for the program and the goals of the program are met. I see the the concentration advisor being able to accommodate some of the changes in the program, and there are electives, which really is helpful, not to set it completely locked in the in a curriculum.
One other place where a lot of our students take advantage of this open curriculum is with those 4 courses in the humanities and social sciences that Dr. Krylowitz mentioned before. They use that as a foundation upon which to build a Bachelor of Arts program of some kind outside of engineering. And so a very high percentage of our students pursue a rather serious course of study in a humanities or social science subject outside of engineering.
Yes, and
I'd
that's
like
true.
to-
You also remember that these 4 classes can be, at least from our perspective, they can be double counted. So we don't mind if you use these 4 classes for another concentration. That is a big bonus, actually.
I'd just like to jump in too, because I've taught at other institutions. I've come to Brown later in my career, and I probably shouldn't mention names, but I taught at a very large, very highly rated state school. And the curriculum there is much more rigid than it is at Brown, even though we're both ABET accredited programs. You'll find a lot more flexibility in the advanced engineering course electives. Just the way the advising goes here, I found that there's much wider option that the students can take than my experience was. And the ABET program is structured so that there's more flexibility, and the goals are different than many of the traditional programs. And I guess the other thing I would mention too that is different than other universities is many of the students take courses credit, no credit or pass. And that I found the culture is very collaborative and relaxed compared to other places I've been. I find the students much less competitive and much more collaborative and willing to work together in teams. And that's been really refreshing from the faculty perspective, I think, as well. So it's been really great to work with the students. So I'll be quiet now.
Thank you.
Well, I
That's
would add
awesome.
onto that,
Thank you
you'd be
to bring the
pressed to-
perspective.
Yeah, I think you'd be pressed to find another engineering school that requires only 21 out of 32 credits for your engineering core and your engineering degree. Sometimes it's 30 out of 32, and you have to be very careful with how you use those extra slots. And to speak to Professor Abriola's comment about students and learning, right, we really do push our students to a very high level in terms of their learning and their assimilation of information to be able to apply it. And there was a question in the chat about thinking about societal impact. And I think that you'll find across all of the engineering disciplines, there is a requirement for ABET accreditation in order to have a distribution of courses that do talk about how it fits into a global society and how we make an impact as engineers. And so I think you will find those themes woven throughout multiple different courses in any given area of study. And then in addition, right, you have flexibility to add to that in that open curriculum.
Thank you. That was really well answered. Thank you all.
If I may jump in, one question that hasn't come up this evening, or at least I didn't see it in the chat yet, is that are Brown students limited to the 4 courses per semester that has been mentioned several times? And the answer is no, that there are many students who take 5 courses in a semester. We don't encourage it in the freshman year until the students know that they can manage the load properly, but it is certainly possible to take 5 courses per semester rather than just 4.
Thank you. And I think time-wise, we're getting close. Maybe final 1 or 2 questions, and maybe
I think questions in the chat are being addressed, but if anyone wants to unmute yourself and ask questions,
Actually, I can add one more. That is,
of
the
course, of
Brown
course.
has, this is KS actually. Brown has a very a really strong study abroad opportunities we have. So the students can take a study abroad 1 semester or even 1 year in the junior year or up. So we also have to tell about it. Okay.
True. Yes. So thank you for bringing up this study abroad. Um, don't recall on top of my head what is the fraction of the students going to study abroad, but
It
it's
feels like a lot to me. They almost all ask me. I don't know why.
and you can fix that. I think about 10%, but it's the fraction of the student goes. Now, the key thing there is that the students need to find the equivalent courses from Brown, and that sometimes is challenging. But one thing I've noticed that our professors are looking at these courses, that they understand that to get exact 100% overlap with the courses offered at Brown is almost impossible. So they have set their own, limits on their borders of percentages, what they see is acceptable to be counted as equivalent. But what I see from overwhelming faculty from School of Engineering is they do support it. And if there even is a shortcomings of the actual equivalency of the course taken abroad, they still approve it. Now, in terms of laboratory experiments, which usually are not offered in the study abroad courses, is very simple that the students will take them next year, with the students in a class separately, just attends the lab portion of it, and then we'll get the credit for that those lab experiments as well. So if anybody wants to add, if I forgot anything in study abroad, please.
Yeah, I'll add that the study abroad opportunities are available both in English in quite a number of countries. So even in non-English speaking countries, there are English language programs available that many of our students avail themselves of. But one of the other advantages of Brown is we have some very serious language programs here that are able to really bring a student up to the level they need to do foreign study in a foreign language. It's taken very seriously. It made sure that the student is really at that level that they can actually take classes in the foreign language they choose. And many of our students do that. So there is English foreign study opportunity as well as foreign language-based foreign study opportunity.
Thank you. That's really good. Anybody else wants to add up?
But yeah, actually, we have an entire like there's staff that's specifically devoted to arranging these things. It's a very it's a road well traveled. So you will be supported very much when doing that.
There's a question about the what sports engineering students too. I think wall to wall, hockey, basketball, track and field, crew team. I've been academic advisor for the whole Brown crew team, going to the boathouse every Friday and meeting with them and giving them academic advice on top of their rowing. So name it. They're all, many athletes are able to fulfill the engineering degree requirements and still, be active in extracurricular activities.
Yeah, I think there's really just one final question in the chat. If Indrik, if you wanna
The real
address that.
final, I'll scroll it down. Oh,
It's the
I just answered the water polo. Is that the last one?
Oh.
Or I,
no. So what does Brown faculty think of as far as emerging technologies or methodologies that will have the most profound impact on engineering practices over the next decade?
oh wow, who wants to help? Nice broad answer.
I just added something in the chat, and I think that, you know, profound impact can be seen as positive and negative. And I do think that what we've been talking about here in terms of digital twins, computational modeling, using AI and large data sets is really going to profoundly change the way that we operate as engineers. But I think, like, with that in mind, these models need to be validated, and we have to know what's going in and what's coming out and what the impact of them is. And so I think that the critical thinking, the experimental assessment and validation, and sort of you know, determining the validity of those outputs for the scenarios is going to be really important. So we need people that don't just know how to use these tools, but know how to really interpret them and put them into a real world context.
Thank you. Anybody else wants to add?
Well, I think there will be also development in actually teaching, because all of these resources that we have are just increasing not only the machine's ability to learn, but our ability to learn. And that is something that, well, that's our business, right? So I think we have a big role to play in improving conditions in general.
Thank you. I think we're over 8 o'clock. And
If you still have any questions, feel free to email us, and we can definitely help you.
absolutely. I
find
hope
the
some of these
answers.
faces are now familiar, what you're going to see in our School of Engineering webpage. It's not hard to see and find us. So our, you know, your emails are welcome as prospective students, and we'll try to respond, you know, as soon as possible along our crazy schedules in School of Engineering as well. So be a little patient if the answer doesn't come in 15 minutes. But we'll definitely get back to you.
And thank you for your kind words. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. And thank you, the panelists. Thank you. It was awesome. You're the best. And everybody showed up. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.